এইবিলাক মানে মোৰ অলপ I like it when I have to like যেনেকৈ সুধি আছা সেনে টাইম মানে অলপ কমফৰ্টেবল লাগে আৰু কথা পাতিবলৈ so I'm going to show you my sketchbook now and like in every artist needs a medium to to pour his thoughts out and his feelings out. So these are some of the early sketchbooks of mine, so where I had done a lot of these sketches from the internet, which is not really a good idea though. Like we should sketch live actually. That's always what I tell people. So these are live, this is live, this is live. A lot of sketches which are live. I'll show you I did a lot of animal sketches, so it's very important to do animal sketches, I feel, because it really opens you up on how animals' anatomy is, and like how they are structured and stuff like that. So more human sketches, and these are all live sketches. These are all live sketches. So these are live sketches from my office. So live sketches, they really help you understand that these are all live sketches. They really help you become quicker, because these people will not stay like this. They'll quickly change. So like this kid over there, I like the way she was holding this bar over there. This is a slide, and this kid was trying to climb up the slide. So these little things you need to like find out. Little things like even you can just make them as simple as these. That's also fine, but just keep your hand moving. So if like these were very interesting ones. So these are when you draw without lifting your hand from the book, without looking at the sketch also. So you look straight at the model and then you just sketch it without lifting your hand or even looking down. So these actually help you grasp the pose, understanding of the pose. So this is a live sketch. These are again live sketches. This is also a live sketch. So after this, what I tried doing was I tried to tell my own story. Like again here I'm doing a lot of sketches. Just sketches. They're all from the airport in Amritsar. I like the way he was sitting with his arm over his head talking on the phone versus this guy. So you see different attitudes of the same thing. Like this guy's talking on the phone, even this guy's using his phone, but they have a different attitude. And since then, and from here onwards, I started to make comics based on my own life. So this is a comic of me saying I don't watch Game of Thrones, and even before I can complete my sentence, you have these people with their swords. Yeah. This is one of my favorite comics, an image basically. So this is me trying to make myself come out of my shell. So things that I would do, and if I went back in time, and I would ask him to come out and say that it is not as scary as you think. So this was one I made on life. So these were like you have these prompts for Inktober, right? So the prompts are all hashtagged here. So I combined a few prompts and made a story. So I'm just telling people that this is how my life started, like preschool and school and first love and high school and job. I grew up and I kept growing up. I collected more flags, and I kept collecting flags, and suddenly I saw something and then I just stopped, and there was this huge pole. I was wondering, what is this pole all about? This is another prompt I combined, and then something on top says Grr, and I look up and then I see these two hands, and I start running because it's actually marriage. So this is how people started liking my work. They said like, whoa, I can relate to this, So I tried to create my own experiences through comics. Yeah, this is another one that I never completed though. It's like a bowler coming, all the way and bowling, and this is my reaction to it. So I'm always bad in cricket. So whenever somebody would bowl, I'll always feel as scared. I would always feel scared like this. But I could never complete this. This is again another one when I went to NID once, and as I went there, I saw a bird. I went there. A bird pooped on me. A bird pooped on me. Then I looked up, and then I saw a lot of birds pooping on me, and I had to I could not open my eyes, and then after they left, I opened one eye, and then I suddenly saw that I was completely transformed, and then I kept walking, and then a bird pooped on me too. So in the end, so what happens is in NID there's a path called Pigeon Path, and I heard that birds poop purple over there. So I was very intrigued by it. I was like, wow, even the birds are artsy over there. So I thought I'll just make a little comic out of it. It's another one that I made when I was watching a very scary movie called The Ring. So I was like, no, don't watch that tape. It's a trap. And I just keep talking and don't answer that call. What are you doing? And I don't. It's a run, you idiot! Run! And 7 day. And then here she comes. And then she actually comes out of the screen. Right? She comes out. She's coming out. I'm freaking out. And she's just standing there, and she just goes, shut up, yeah. This is something I spoiled when I was coloring it, so I had to do it in post. So this is some wonky looking character, and he opens his mind. There's this little brain over there, takes his brain out, puts it in a plastic bag, throws it away. The plastic bag is here, and then we see loads of plastic bags. A lot of people doing the same thing. So I wanted to show plastic pollution, basically. Yeah. So yeah, so this is how I sort of try to tell funny stories, which are probably from my life or something thought provoking, that comments on social issues and all that. So I actually love to draw it like this, this is my style, to tell something in a very engaging way, in a very funny way. Otherwise, I feel like I think this actually engages the audience more. That is what I've seen. And people like to hear stories which are thought-provoking, but in a very funny and engaging way. So I thought, maybe I should, and it comes to me naturally also. So I thought, okay, fine, let's explore this style. So that kind of became my style. So, and as you can see, the drawings are very simplified. They're very simple. They're very They don't have anatomy or anything like that. So I just went for it. So yeah. Hi, I'm Bapun, and I'm an animator and an illustrator for the past 10 years. I've been working in industry, and I've been working under this wonderful animation filmmaker called Vaibhav Kumbaresh. He has a studio called Vaibhav Studios in Mumbai. He is known to come up with iconic characters like Simpu Sardar of Channel V, and Chulbuli, the Amaron battery ads, and the latest Lamput that he's done. So I've been very fortunate to work under him, and I've been very fortunate to have been offered the roles of the director. He's given me an opportunity to direct a few films for Nickelodeon, and that was a great learning experience. First as an artist and then as a director. So that has really made me hone my overall filmmaker skills to understand how a film works. So that was me, and we're also currently working on our own feature film that's called Return of the Jungle. So I'm primarily working as an animator there, but sometimes I also do a little bit of script writing and a little bit of storyboarding, just to dabble in different areas, wherever my interests lie. Apart from that, I personally like to make a lot of comics. I like to sketch a lot. I like to tell stories through comics, tell funny stories. I like to engage my audience through funny stories or even thought-provoking stories. So be it animation or comics, simplified animation or comics. I like to engage my people, my audience that way. So yeah, it has been a very fulfilling journey so far. It's been a lot of fun. So a little bit about my background. So I've come from your very usual, like engineering, not engineering, basically like science background, and I've been like every parent wants their kids to be. My parents wanted me to be, an electronic engineer. So I did my BSc and all that, but I flunked twice.
Aren't any home services capsules available?
Yeah, that's okay. Like it's not.
Why do you whatever? Okay, I'll talk about the background again. I did my BSc Electronics from Delhi, BSc Electronics Honors from Delhi University, and I studied my first year, and I just couldn't do it, so I flunked my first year. I came home with a lot of shame, and I had to redo my first year. And because this wasn't really my thing at all, so I had to really struggle at it. Like I remember I would read one topic, and then when I would read the other topic, I would forget the previous topic like immediately. So it was very frustrating for me. So I somehow passed and went to the second year, and this time I was like, no, this time I'll really work hard. I'll study, and I've been given this one chance to pursue this electronics course, so I will give it my best. And I did. I studied a lot, and I tried to. I remember I would when there would be an exam the next day, I would like completely, practice the whole day, the whole night. I would work really hard, and I would completely nail every answer in my head. I was like, yes, I've got this. But then I start writing, and everything goes blank. So I just forget what I had learned the entire night. So it was very frustrating, and I thought, what am I even doing? So I realized that this is not for me, and it's no use, and I just, in a way, I just gave up. So I would just go to the exam hall just because I had to go to give the exams, and I would just sit there for an hour, and I'd just go and I'll watch a movie and all that, because I had made up my mind that it is not something I want to do. So yeah, as expected, I flunked again. But this time I was not at all sad. I was in fact very happy that I flunked, and then I left Delhi and I went all the way to Bangalore, and that's when I started pursuing my dream career, that's animation. I learned that after I started sharing my feelings through a comic. And before that, I would just do my work as an assignment. The school gave me my animation school gave me some assignments, so I just do this. I never tried to say anything bigger than that. But after that, I tried to share some of my feelings, like these hashtags like Inktober. These are the things that help me tell stories of my own, from my own life, and I saw that they connected with the audience a lot. So they could relate to the stories. So I found it very fascinating to know that people can actually relate to what I'm trying to tell them. So yes, I was a very shy kid when I was young. In fact, I was very unconfident, and I would just keep to myself, and because I felt very underappreciated, like only engineering, only medical, only government service, nobody was talking about animation. So I felt like nobody liked my career choice, so nobody liked me. So I just kept to myself, and I just kept drawing within my little room, and I kept making comics also, by the way, back then. But these were all copied from Archie Comics, of course. So, but it still was the start of something. I at least I at least got to know how to draw comics. Well, of course, my mind opened up a lot. I mean, I remember I like I told you, from my class 6th grade, I wanted to be an animator, but I had absolutely no idea that this is what I'd end up doing. I just wanted to do something like this because I was always interested in drawing. I would draw every Sunday, like when I was a kid. But I didn't know who to talk to, if this is the right choice or not, because all I heard in my life, all my life was engineering, doctor, government service. These are the things that I kept hearing all my life. So I felt that, then when I went to Delhi, I met people from the other side, of the spectrum. So people who were into art and all that, and they told me things like, like animation is a great career choice. So that opened my mind. First of all, I was like, wow, people actually think that it's a good career choice, because back home, people would just question me, thinking, "What art? You gonna paint signboards?" That's what the impression was. In the end, all that you want is to live comfortably, right? That's all you want. So it doesn't matter what legal way it is, as long as it is legal. I don't think there should be any shame in that. So just live comfortably, be happy. So I just took a leap of faith. So that's how my parents, my sister was very supportive. My dad was a little worried, but then he was like, okay, go ahead. And it took him a little time to be convinced, but now he's very proud of me. He's like, okay, fine, I'm very happy for you and that you made a name for yourself and all that. Yeah.